Hi, Aju lovers. Here is how to boil Aju Mbaise herb. Watch and be blessed. Here is our Aju Mbaise herb, and now we are moving to the spices. This is Uda in Igbo and Eru in Yoruba. It is a must-have in your Aju Mbaise. This is what we call Izuza seed in Igbo, and it is called Iyere in Yoruba. This is Posa. It is called Ehiru. I might not pronounce it well. Apologies. This is the one with the shell, and this is the one without the shell. You can see. And this is our lemon. Somebody say lemon. Lemon aids weight management and also help in fighting against kidney stone. And now this is cloves. Healthy. It helps in indigestion. It helps in your oral health. Now this is ginger. Dried ginger. This is what you need for Aju Mbaise. Now this is Idon. Somebody say Idon. Some people in English call this prekes. I don't know if I pronounced it well. So these are the major spices that you need for Aju Mbaise. There are many more, but this is the one you need to know. So let's move to washing of our Aju Mbaise herb. This is the roots, these are the sticks, the bark, the stem, and whatever. And this is the Aju Mbaise herb. Now we want to show you how to rinse. This is how to rinse in a running tap. You take the roots, you squeeze it in your hand, you rinse thoroughly, put in a clean pot. Take the bark, the stem, rinse them bit by bit from a running tap. Don't put it in a bowl. Rinse in a running tap. After rinsing, put them in the pot. Some people rinse while the stick is on it, yes, but you will not get a clean wash of it. That is why I always advise that you remove the stick, rinse them, and put in the pot. Rinse them separately. Now this is me washing the Aju Mbaise. No, if you are washing in a bowl, no, that is wrong. It is wrong. You don't wash in a bowl. It means that you are using dirt to wash dirt. So all you need to do is take the Aju Mbaise wrap, rinse in and out. You can see the way I'm rinsing. Use your hand to rub it in and out the outer part, the inner part. Rinse thoroughly from a running tap. After rinsing, try to dry off the water from it. You can see that I'm actually trying to remove the water on it, and I put it in the pot. If you are at this stage, you have done a great job. Now it is time for us to wash our spices after washing our Aju Mbaise herb. So the spices we started with, you can start with anything. We started with the Unzuza seed. You see, don't use a sieve that has holes, that has big holes to rinse. If not, everything will go down the drain. So if you have a sieve that is not the sieve they use for ogi or this cloth sieve, you can use that to rinse. However, if you don't have that, you can use your plate to rinse, and make sure you rinse thoroughly because of dust. Most of these spices are being brought from the north, so you need to rinse thoroughly. After rinsing, try to put them in the pot. You take your other spices, you rinse them. There are no particular orders to rinsing spices. However, you are opportune to get the spices or as the spirit lead. Just make sure that you are rinsing your spices. That is the major thing. For my Negro pepper, which we call Uda in Igbo and we call Eru in Yoruba, I actually use the sieve because this one is long. However, you can maintain using your plate, you can maintain using your sieve, but please just note the difference that the tiny one, don't use a sieve that has holes. So after rinsing the spices, put them in the pot. However, it is also necessary for you to note that we are showing you these spices so that you can know them, and if you are not able to get blender, so that you can be able to still go ahead boiling. But the major thing is that you have to blend your spices. Your spices are meant to be blended so that it will dissolve faster. Imagine you having a grounded spices in your Aju Mbaise, it will dissolve faster and you will use immediately. But because you are using this in its natural state, if the blended one is supposed to dissolve in 1 minute, this one might take an hour to dissolve. I'm not saying that you should not drink immediately after boiling. I am only telling you that you need to use the blended spices more. But however, if you are unable to blend them, you shouldn't deprive yourself the need for using spices. So you can go ahead with this method, but note that you need your spices to be blended. Now, after adding the spices, now it is time for us to boil. It's time for us to add our water. Add the water from a running tap. If you're not adding it from a running tap, add from wherever you're getting it. Make sure it's just a clean water, and you're adding 2 to 3 liters of water to boil. After adding your water, put it on your fire, light up your gas, and let's start the cooking. You can see it's cooking. How would you know that this herb is already boiled? You see the color already turning brown. It will be brownish in color, and from the aroma, you can tell that this Aju Mbaise is ready to be taken. It has a lovely smell, and don't forget that it is tasteless. So don't be afraid that it's going to be bitter. No, our herb is ready. You can see it's boiling, it's steaming. You might not even need to wait for 10 minutes. Once you are boiling dried Aju Mbaise, the dried herb boils faster. Within 8 to 10 minutes, it is ready to be taken. And if you are using the fresh one, it won't be as fresh as this. So after boiling the Aju Mbaise, the next thing is for you to take a cup in the morning before you eat anything, and a cup at night when you are about retiring to bed. Many people might want to know, when do I change? When do I throw the herb away? It is when it becomes tasteless. It is now watery. That is when you now remove only the wrap and you replace with another wrap. That is how you keep boiling till you exhaust all the Aju Mbaise wrap that you have. But because I am boiling to resell, that is why I actually added another spice. I left the first one that I boiled, I left it in the pot. I added another one. That is why you are seeing 2 Aju Mbaise wrap. And I must tell you that you don't need to untie the Aju Mbaise wrap. When you untie the Aju Mbaise wrap, that is when you have it all scattered in the pot the way it is like this. And if it is all scattered, you don't have a problem. All you need is get a sieve to always sieve before you take, so that all of the spices already in the pot will not keep entering your mouth. But if you have actually blended your spices, you do not need to sieve because it's going to be the way it is. Finally, we have achieved about 5 liters of Aju Mbaise that our customer requested for. Who can tell me how many Aju Mbaise wraps that was boiled before we achieved these 5 liters? Don't even guess 2, don't guess 3, don't guess 4. A whole lot of effort, a whole lot of Aju Mbaise and spices was used for this Aju Mbaise.